Avaditamastu Mahavishawai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I welcome all of you to this certificate course in Applied Veda Knowledge. I am very happy that all of you have come here. I shared some information in the inauguration function. As some of you were not there, I would like to share for a half a minute's time. So this course is of 6 months from this date to February 28th. Every month, every alternate Sunday, we have this contact class. Every second and the last Sunday, we will have the class. And the dates of particular classes are mentioned in the book number 1 given to all of you. In the book number 1, we have mentioned all the dates on which dates the classes are conducted. And every alternate Sunday, 10 a.m. the class starts. 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Professor will be taking class on the exploring the Veda knowledge. And after the first class, we will have a 10 minutes break. And then we will have the second class of 45 minutes to 60 minutes. That is 1 hour. We will have this class. So we have 3 modules given to us in that kit. The first one contains the essays that are done by Professor Kashyap. And the second book is the selected mantras from the Rig Veda. We have selected some major deities from the Rig Veda, and we have given selected mantras which we should familiarize, so that by and large we will have some familiarization with the Veda knowledge. And the third book is the applied Veda knowledge, that we are learning chanting of some mantras from the third module, and we are practicing chanting of those things and understanding the meaning of mantra and how we are going to apply these mantras or this knowledge in our day-to-day life. So the system of the class is that first Professor Kashyap will speak on the subject. After that, he will announce when we can clear our doubts. So papers are given to you every time. We keep some papers there in the window. We can write our questions precisely and give it to Professor Kashyap. He will answer. So while asking question, let us take care that we ask only the relevant questions of that topic. Number 2, the questions that are going to be directly help to us or the group where we have assembled. So sometimes what happens, the discussion drags somewhere else, and it is very difficult to answer unrelated questions. It is waste of time sometimes. So instead of comparing X said so, Y said so, what do you say? So such type of questions let us not ask, so that it is not beneficial to both the parties. So let us ask the direct questions, the questions which are beneficial to us from the point of view of understanding the applied Veda knowledge. And every time our Samrat Kar and Sunil Panothil will be recording the proceedings of this class, and they will be uploaded successively in a day or 2. They will be uploaded into the dedicated portal for which all of you have been given access, and I hope the password will be given to all of you. If anybody have not received, please inform me. I will take care that that password is given to all of you, so that anytime you can access through your password this dedicated portal, and you can hear the lectures, and also we will be now and then we will be uploading so many other things, subject matters connected to this course. Also, the kit that which I have given, all the 3 books are already uploaded to this dedicated book. You can anytime you can digitally also you can read these things. With this, I would like to talk my talk. Now I request Professor Kashyap to deliver the lecture. Thank you.
Of September 2015. I welcome you all for this course. Coming on a Sunday morning is extremely interesting. By and large, regarding questions, I am a little bit even more open. As long as you ask your own questions, don't quote somebody else's opinion. Yes, say so. B says so. If you don't do that, you ask your question, I'll be happy to answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. That's all right. So we don't worry about bringing in other people's views. You speak. See, as I told you, the Veda we had a good tradition. When they asked a question, they already had an answer. And then it gives them idea. They have to compare. Eh? This give you answer, my answer, how do they match? So I will go to start. Before starting, in this course, like all of my classes, we use a few words, very common. I thought I would explain the English words, not the Sanskrit words. They are, first is experience. People always say, I have experience, I have no experience. What is experience? Second, we always use the word wisdom. What is this wisdom? Third, especially in this course, we use the word aspiration. Hey, what is this aspiration? It's not a popular word, but still. Last is, of course, goal of life. And as you say, I lecture from this first book given to you. Most of it is really from the bigger book, Veda Knowledge in Modern Context. You see. This is the book. Okay, so excerpts are given in the part 1. See how it is using. This is the second time we are in this experiment. My job has been very easy because it's like the American method. We have a textbook before we can, if each lecture, we tell what the next time when you come. You can read up, ask questions, and that sort of thing is possible. It helps me also. It helps you also. So, regarding in first question, everybody says, I had experience, I have no experience. What is experience? First, let us take what is called as a sensual experience. Let's take a piece of sweet candy, put it in your mouth. You feel sweet. The question is, where is that sweetness? Is it in the candy? Candy doesn't know that. Candy has so many things. Is it in their mouth? No. It is only instrument. Therefore, the interaction between the candy and the taste and your tongue and the impression carried by both of them to your mind, it stores what is called, that is called experience. So, experience is not in any object, that is the first point. Therefore, you don't say, I went to a temple, I didn't experience, no. Experience is not it. So I have told what is called as a sensual experience. There are only 5 senses are there. What are they? Our eye, ear, the nose, the throat, and the tongue. Skin, as far as usual, we don't worry about skin. What does that matter? So our question then is, other experiences are there. Non-sensual experience. So that is a typical example, you go to it. Then so many people go to temple, but some people feel something. We call it experience. Is it in the deity? No, again, it is not in the stone deity. So where is it? It is this interaction between your own soul and that deity that creates some vibrations within you. You feel it more. Other people don't worry at all. So that is what we call as experience. Sometimes these may give rise to what is called as a vision, people say. I went to that place, I had a vision, we say, darshana. That's also possible. But what I am trying to tell you is, it is possible to have an experience without a darshan. So, a good example is when you go to a place like our Rishikesh, that place itself has a vibration. You feel, hey, this place is different from the city I came. That is the beginning of an experience. So, experience then is, in Kannada and Sanskrit, Anubhava. Therefore, Anuvi also is there. It is not unique. It is going to be repeated. Therefore, when we speak of all of our Vedas, their own experiences. Experience of who? Experienced by the Rishis. So that is the purpose of this. Then we come to the second word, wisdom. Again, we use it so often. Wise person, wisdom, and that sort of thing. Again, the same problem. In Sanskrit, we call it as the jnana, and that sort of thing. Again, wisdom is not the rules of conduct. Hey, obey your parents, that sort of keep your room clean. That is not the things. They are called rules of conduct. So, what is wisdom again? Wisdom again has many dimensions. In some sense, it is a view. It is a, shall we say, a sound or experience which a seer had, which in some sense gives us a new dimension to our life. So, for example, a usual example of devotees, you say God is everywhere. That is what we call as ordinary state. It's all right. But sometimes when you go to a park, suddenly you see a particular flower, a particular leaf, a particular bird. I've been to this park so many times. So this wisdom begins with awareness. Therefore, people always speak of it. To learn anything about spiritual matters, you should think of what we call as the awareness. So each thing has a special beauty. So we call all of this put together as a jnana. So person who knows it is jnana. In English we translate it as the knower. N-O-W-E-R. So normally how do people translate? We translate knower as one who has non-physical, shall we say, darshana or vision. He sees things which I and you cannot see. Some people see. Non-physical, which means it can't be repeated by a machine. No photography can be done. So that is the reason. Therefore, we always speak of knower, I said. Knowledge is also an interesting word. You see, the theory is always, today it rains, tomorrow it rains. You don't call it wisdom or knowledge. Ledge is there. Whenever there is a discontinuity, my life was going on smoothly. Suddenly there is a discontinuity. A ledge is there. It is this ledge that asks the question, hey, what was the difference? So that is the part of what we call as the explaining the things which we took for granted. But it is not like that. So that is the part of it. So you see, people always say, the necessity for a pain in man is if a pain person didn't have any pain at all. He won't appreciate what is your God as a pleasure. But that is a superficial definition, I agree. But in the larger context, is important. Everything has a place. That is the what Jnana teaches us. In life, we have some good experiences which we don't treasure, but at least some shall we say not so good. What Vedas says is pay attention to them also. Today you think it is not good. 20 years later, hey, that was not a bad idea. I lost my job because my career was ruined. But then it made me shift into a completely new career and my new world opened up before me. Therefore, the immediate evaluation of things may not be the one. It Discomfort is there. I'm not saying do the job, but you don't have money, etc. That is second. Third point is aspiration. All of us know what a desire is. Come across. So Buddha always says desire is the cause of misery. You are not quite sure it's correct. But it doesn't matter. So in Kannada we have two words. You see, ordinary desires are there. What is it? I want a good life. A desire for physical things. I want a house. I want a, everybody needs a house before it. Not that it is something bad at the point. Before desire itself is not. After where do I live? I don't want to drench myself. The rain comes before I want a house, obviously. And obviously, I prefer a house of myself because in the days, earlier days, younger days, the owner would say, quit the house or increase the rent by 40. Where would I get the additional money? Therefore, we want a house of our own. That's also is. So we can't think all of these physical things by themselves are bad. First, but then there is everywhere what we call as a mode of, shall we say, too much is bad, too little is bad. That's why Shri Krishna advises. Too little food is bad. Too much food is bad. Too little sleep is bad. Too much sleep. So that's the point is there. Therefore, there is the idea. But what do you say for things in which you say, I want to know more about this world. I want to know about the complex questions, about all of this, everything the wonder is there. It may be mixed also. People like us, we started our careers, we wanted to have a name. We also wanted to know more about the nature of physics, all those, that is the side. Therefore, the higher thing, higher desires are called aspiration. So in Kannada, people who know make a distinction. Desire they call as ase, and the aspiration they call akansha. The Hindi wallahs use the word abhipsa. It is not a common word, but Hindi wallahs use that word. Abhipsa, they say, aspiration. So what is aspiration? Aspiration is the ordinary word desire, except it is not for physical things. So, of course, it could be joint is there, but not purely physical thing. That is the aspiration, let us say. So, people like Sri Aurobindo define three things for progress. What is progress? First is aspiration. You must want to know something about this world at large. What is the next step? You must start an obsession to accumulate these rejection of negative things. You should think of everybody different from you as an enemy. See, after all, you may think it's bad, but that's exactly what the Spaniards did when they went to South America. They were simply different. They didn't even say we don't give it to you, but they said they are different. And therefore, look at all of people who have a little exposure to agriculture, know that. You want to destroy all the germicides, herbicides, and everything. So this destruction of things which we don't know, they are all different. That's all. It's not that they are harming directly. Therefore, all of these rejection of negative things, aspiration, and finally, this world is so complex that 90-90, take any action you do. You take your cooking, you take your cleaning, you take my speaking, take all of this. 99% of what any action is done by the cosmic powers. My contribution is 1% to take cooking. Basically, remember all the different hundreds of vegetables, each has a different taste. Each mixes with that, then only you get your sambar or sabji or whatever it is. How did this happen? I didn't create this art taste. I didn't create the combination. So, if you analyze anything, the contribution of the cosmic powers is enormous. Therefore, Sri Aurobindo would say the Veda idea is to recognize that. Therefore, my contribution is 1%. Surrender, accept in some sense that there is a wisdom above. It regulates things. See, people are all worried about, what happens to me tomorrow, but because they close their eyes. But just look at the idea how the nature maintains thousands and billions of small animals, big animals, birds, this, that, they manage. After all, you have not seen most of you have not seen a bird dying of starvation. You may have seen a bird being shot by a person, that's perfectly all right. But bird dying of starvation, nobody has, very few people have seen. Of course, people die of starvation, Bengal, that's a different question. So the point really is that the supreme power is not a single power, it is a cosmos, it is a complex again. It is not a single guy called God sitting someplace, no, that's not correct. But arrangements have been made for all. Therefore, people feel, I'm completely alone. There is nobody to help me. All of these people who commit suicides and that sort of thing. That is this point. The point is the help is. So Sri Aurobindo says elsewhere, the doors are ready to open for you. But you don't look left, you don't look right. You go directly on to the doom. That's how we describe it. So all the doors are there, left doors are there. Hey, open me, I'm here. Open me, I'm here. Therefore, this idea of aspiration, rejection, surrender. And finally, the book is called as Vedic Knowledge in Modern Context. So, whenever you discuss anything, the context is important. For example, I take one sweet, it tastes really nice. But second sweet, it doesn't taste so nice at all. What happened? The same sweet, same person, context has changed. Therefore, in some sense, when we try to understand the context, then things are different. So in some sense, these are all the preliminary ideas to understand what is in the Veda. That is this question. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you something about Veda itself. The Veda is our earliest heritage. So it is there. Don't worry about the date, 5006, whatever it is. But what are they? We have 4 collections: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda. Okay. Remember, Rig Veda Samhita means collection. That's all. Rig Veda has about 10,500 mantras revealed to, that is some 400 odd rishis. Yajur Veda is there in the 2 versions, Shukla and Krishna. Krishna more popular in south, Shukla north, but doesn't matter. Sama Veda is interesting. It is a subset of Veda, Rig Veda, except it is sung in a different way. It is really simple. Ordinary way we call recitation or chanting that song. There they sing, but they had to have different things. Atharva Veda is the most interesting. It is the 4th Veda. Therefore, if you add all of them, it becomes something like 23 or 24,000 mantras. That is the idea. So, first question you have to ask is who is a Rishi, what is a mantra, and all that stuff. That is what this introductory this big book is there. So, these are different things. First thing is these mantras. Did the Rishis compose a mantra just as an ordinary poet like our Kalidasa or your own Shakespeare does it? Answer is no. Composition is different. Composition is mental activity part. It has inspiration also. But Rishi is different. First of all, in this course, by and large, I quote only from the Vedas. There are so many other books, Purana books is there. Therefore, for that I don't. There are so many stories. No, human beings always ask this question. Therefore, why did it happen? This why question nobody can answer. That is the question. Okay. So they put up a story explaining and that sort of thing. So all of it I am not my business. My business is what is in the Veda. But Veda is very interesting. There is one sutta called first. There are 10 mandalas of Veda. First, second, third, fourth, 10 mandala. And in the first mandala, it's a long mandala. 2000 mantras are there, and something like another 100 suktas. Typically, the idea is the whole Veda is divided into suktas. Each suktas has mantras. That is the case. So when I refer to a mantra, how should I refer? I would say mandala number, sutta number, mantra number. For example, what is the first mantra? Normally, I review it when I light up the lamp and everything. Agni Vire Purohitam. It is 1.1.1. First mandala, first sutta, first mantra. The mantra I am going to quote for you is first mandala, 164th sutta, 39th. I'll simply give you English translation, easier for you. Basically says all the mantras, all, remember, not one or two. So not only the one which the rishis have heard, the rishis have not heard, having been existing in the Parame Vyoma, highest plane of existence, where the devas, the cosmic powers, what is devil means light. So cosmic powers and power, they are also abiding. The first thing I have to understand is Veda, the mantras were there long before the rishis were born and that sort of thing. They existed after all the rishis died. They are much earlier. That is Paramim. So all of you are modern guys, you know how information is stored in your big servers and satellites and that sort of thing. So it's in a Paramim. So it is these mantras, so all of those. But it's a huge story. A Rishi is a human being by means of a spiritual practice and the grace of the Devas. I remember nothing happens without the grace of the Devas, but he has to put in his spiritual practice. And part of spiritual practice, we all of you know the popular word tapas. For the Bhagavad Gita, they actually think about tapas. Then, what do they do? Somehow, they have access to this highest plane. And here, a few mantras. They hear it in inner ear, Antarhridaya. But then, what happens? It is transferred to their physical memory. Then, in each session, as it were, you may hear 10 mantras, 5 mantras, 100 mantras, God knows. Remember the important point here. After finishing this session, the Rishi remembers, he chants the mantra. First he heard it, subtle things, getting access like these people do. Except here he uses the physical code he uses. There it is not the physical code, it is the grace of the power, whatever it is. He hears it, then he transfers it to the physical memory. Then he chants at the end. So this is what is called as the high state of consciousness. So remember, he is very much aware of the body and memory. It is not like the modern people, oh, he is in a state of samadhi, a stone, all of it is imagination. That's all. See, it's very, the experiences are infinite. Of course, the experiences are there. I don't say it is wrong and no, it is an experience. But this is not the idea. It's aware simultaneously of this higher world. Part of it, of course, it doesn't know everything. For example, when I say I have visited New York, do you think I visited every city, every part? I visited one or two, that's the same idea. So, and then he recites the mantra. So, the date when the sound came out of his mouth, obviously has a date. Very important distinction. So the Veda doesn't have a date, the store is infinite store. But every Rishi, when he chants for the first time the mantra, obviously it has a particular time. So he is not the guy who puts, why a person chanted this mantra, he doesn't say that. Okay. Then what happens is, he chants it in front of the disciples. The disciples are not all Rishis, they are not training to be Rishis. But they also have this power of whenever something is heard once, they can repeat it. Just as they repeat it. So once they hear from the Rishi, it becomes part of their memory. So what the disciples do is, you see, remember I told you unit is sukta. Sometimes a Rishi may get a complete sukta. Sometimes only a part is possible. Therefore it is the Rishi, it is the disciple who creates a header for the sukta. This header has a name of his guru. We say Rishis like Vishwamitra, Vasishtha, Agastya, that sort of thing. The name of the deity and the particular meter in which it is done. Basically, there are only 7 basic meters there, so thousands of meters even in the Veda itself. Most of you have heard, for example, when we people went to Upanayana, we all memorized that one. Gayatri, Ushnak, Anushtak, etc. So Gayatri has 24 letters, increased by 4. Ushnak is 28, Anushtak is 30. So 36 goes on, last is Jagati, that is 48. 44 is called Krishnapa, is the most frequent meter in the Veda. Next is Gayatri or something, I'm not sure. This step is long, 44 syllables in aksharas in a particular mantra. That's a really hard one to tackle. So, what are the important things I am telling you? First, Rishi doesn't put his name. And this header is not part of the mantra. The header was not revealed. It was the creation of the disciple. Okay. Then, next simple question in some sense. Therefore, let's say my Rishi is there, his disciple creates a listing of all the mantras revealed to him. We call it as the Anugrama. Rishi has his own friends also. When they get together, they come. Why these? We get a little bigger Anukramani. The person Vyasa is much, much later. Mahabharata times 3000 before the current era, BCE. Before current era, 3000 at least, around that time. Therefore, he took all of these little Anukramanis available to him, put them and rearrange them for his own purposes. We don't know why. And he was the person who put the four divisions, Veda, Ayurveda, and he created the order. Therefore, what is the first mantra I told you? It is Agni Mire Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Rutvijam Okaram Ratnakatamam. Agni Mire, I Lord, I chant, I adore Agni. Purohitam means placed in Yajnasya Devam, he is the deity, Deva of the Yajna. Rutvijam, he is the person who knows how things have to happen every day. Otaram, what does he do? He brings all the different deities here, there. Ratna Dhatamam, Ratna in the Veda doesn't mean your jewel, it means bliss. Therefore, he supports the bliss in the new, the rapture in the new. This is the first mantra. Therefore, so don't say it belongs to whom was it revealed? It was revealed to a Rishi called as Madhu Chandas. Who was his guru? What son? Father? Vishwamitra. Therefore, we call him as Madhu Chanda Vishwamitra. Therefore, Vaishwamitra himself was the son of the Gadi, who himself was a kind of Krishna. Therefore, clearly, historically, this mantra was not first mantra uttered and that sort of thing. Therefore, Madhu Chandas, for which various reasons, our Vyasa chose this. He chose 100, but definitely 10 suttas of this Madhu Chandas. But there is a good point there. Good point is, the first 40 mantras of this first sutta, especially the first 3 suttas, okay? The first two to Agni. Okay. Then we have 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 mantras. Next 3 mantra is for the Vayu. Vayu is very important for obviously is the Prana Shakti. But Prana Shakti is intimately connected with the mind. And Indra is the Lord of divine mind. Therefore, next 3 is Indra, Vayu. Next, this whole our existence is upheld by friendship and love. And that deity is Mitra. Therefore, 3 plus 3 plus Vayu, Indra Vayu, Mitra Vayu. Then we have the 12 mantras of this next sutta. First 3 is the Ashwins. They are the lords. There are many gods who give you bliss, one of them Ashwins. Then we have Indra himself, only 3 mantras for him. Then we have 3 mantras. Remember how many gods are there? There are millions. Of course, we recite the names of 45, and you doesn't matter. Therefore, so we can't create all of them, therefore we use the word collective of all gods. It's called Vishwe Deva. Oh, next 3 is Vishwe Deva. And the next 3 is for the goddess Devi Saraswati. Saraswati in the Veda is not the goddess of fine arts in the later Puranas. It is one aspect of her. Her idea is more inspiration. The thought which inspires you to go to higher things. It looks upon the whole world as a stair. Hey, I want to climb the stair. So she is the at first mantra is there. Pavakana Saraswati Vajevihi Vajini Vati Yajnam Vashtu Dhiya Vasu. Vashtu is same as Vahadu to carry. Dhiya Vasu, all the substance. Dhiya is thought. Remember, Vargo Devasya. Then Jodayatri Sumratana. She Jodayatri impels the good words. Chetanti Sumatina. He activates all the good thoughts. Jodayatri Chetanti. Then the third mantra. The third sutta is there. And then basically it says, Pavakana Saraswati, Vajivet Vajanivati, Yajnam Jodiyatre Sudratana, Chetanti Yajnam Dhare Saraswati. Established Yajnam within me. Maho Arnaha Saraswati. His whole inspiration is like a huge ocean. Prachetayate, she activates it. Auketuna, inspiration. Prachete Diyo Vishwa Virajati. Therefore, what does she do? Virajati, she shines all the good thoughts. So, this is a very great mantra. All the three mantras are very, very interesting. And if you have the habit. So, at least my suggestion for you is you could at least memorize these 40 mantras. It doesn't take such a long time. But this Rishi, by and large, had done suttas now. Okay? Other suttas are, for example, in one mantra he says, in the for example, he describes Indra. Indra is Surupa Kritmu. He is the fashion and the perfect thoughts. One of the important points of Vedic gods stressed the Veda is, see, remember, in India, we love the cow. The cow voluntarily gives all things. It gives us the milk, it gives us the duck, and everything. Therefore, in the Veda, we think of Indra as a cow who gives all necessary things. If only you aspire for it. Therefore, Surupa karna hota ye Sudhugamiva Gotuhe. Sudhuga, Gotuhe is the lady who does this. So, Sudhuga, you are lots of Yuhumasi Javi, we call you. So, that's very important idea. Therefore, the gods are not people who want to hold back. They want to give you. If only you ask for it, you must have the aspiration, hey, I want it. Then it comes liberally. Therefore, that is the idea of the Vedic gods. So, first thing about Vedic gods you should know is that they act harmoniously. There is no fight among them. What is it? And same thing with the Rishis. Rishis, what is the purpose of Rishis? There are so many more details. I'm writing a book about the Rishis. But the idea is, again, they want to help the human being at last. Not only human being, everything. The cows, our birds, our small little sort of insects, everything. That is this idea. Therefore, the question we have to ask really is, there is no question of any fight among the Rishis. Okay? But the gods are so many. There are little gods are there. There could be fights among them. But among the bigger gods, major gods, Indra, Agni, Soma, they all work harmoniously. What is their purpose? To carry all of us higher and higher levels of consciousness. So that is the. So we call it as the goal of perfection all round. Some of you, like these people, they have a little perfection in the computer idea. Some people in singing, some people in writing, some people in talking. Just imagine The idea of the all-round perfection. Not only that, see, if somebody comes to your house, you treat you that person well. You remember, yesterday he came asking for money before I go. He may not be asking for money this time at all. Therefore, we don't even have the courtesy of asking him to come inside. Therefore, first the elementary things we can do, as Sai Baba says, when a person comes in, first invite him inside. And when you ask for something, you can give it voluntarily. Or if you can't give voluntarily, don't say it is not with me. Don't use that for negative word. That's a bad word. Once you use the negative word, that negative power stick to you. The forces make sure you won't have it out. That is what is called as the power of speech. Therefore, the good power if you use, automatically it powers, empowers. Bad words we use, therefore we should never say I don't have it. That is this idea. So these are all what we call the words of the wisdom, the Veda, that is this question. So what are the things I am telling you here? First thing is the Veda mantras are revealed. Therefore, revelation means, remember, it referred to the Christian revelation. For them, the revelation was done to only one person, Moses for the Jews, for the Christ and Bible and prophet. No, not here. It is revealed to all the religions. There are also modern teachings are there. And then, first of all, they heard it, subtle voice, they transferred it to their physical, but just hearing once it became part of their memory. And therefore then it became, for they taught their students and their deeper meanings are there. One of the important ideas of the Veda is that it has two separate levels of understanding. Two separate levels. One ordinary people understand it. One deeper, you go inside, hey, this can't be the truth. That is this idea. So, in those of you who know the Upanishadic story, Lord, they both upright, go to Prajapati, teachers, and basically teacher, this body, the supreme, and that sort of thing. Hey, our Virochana, the head of the demons, he accepts it, goes away. But Indra says, in that particular word, hey, isn't that complete? This body is something, a decay, and that sort of thing, he comes back. But Prajapati says, stay here for 32 years, do tapas, I will give you the answer. So what I am saying is, if you want a deeper meaning, you must have an aspiration for it. Huh? Our human tendency is to accept two completely opposites simultaneously. We say, oh, our Vedas are all full of wisdom and high things. But look at the translation. If you say that it is only performance of rituals, where is the wisdom there? So, a person, next year, we ask that question, Kapali Shastri. Our human tendency, we are so lazy, we don't ask this question. For example, take the first mantra I quoted. Agnim Ide Purohita. Okay, so Purohita is not your priest. First, get it straight. Purohita means in the Veda, one who is placed in front. Why is it? Agni is a very important person. Outside is the physical flame, combustion. all of you know, can be converted to all sorts of energies. There is the Jatara inside. Hey, he is the guy who makes sure everything is digested. There is only one side of this one. There is a much higher side. That is Kratu. He is the willpower, divine willpower. All of us, most of you, well known thing all over the world, we start our many projects. We take 2 courses, 4 courses, and we start. Why? People say, hey, I don't have the willpower. Always will blame circumstances, you know. My child was sick, my husband was transferred, this, that, and therefore I stopped it, never resumed it. Therefore, Krato or willpower is that important power which energizes the performance of the whole project, whether it is learning a simple yoga or pranayama or whatever. Will is not doing the work. People start working, that's it. There's no problem at all. But the question is, they stop in the middle. That is the whole idea. So why is it people stop? As I told you, so-called circumstances. So Agni says, as I told you just a few minutes earlier, when a work has to be completed, you need thousands of different forces, cosmic powers. Therefore, only when they are all present, then the work goes to a certain completion. And it is Agni who brings, if you say you had no willpower, the circumstances, there's something happened in the family, I stopped. Therefore, Agni is the power who brings all the helpful cosmic powers into linear your project so that it can be completed. Therefore, so he says, Yajnasya Devam. So he called him as a Hotaram. What is Hotara? Hotara is calling the different powers necessary for this presence. And therefore, what is Yajna? Yajna in the Veda, Yajnasya Devam we said. What is Yajna? Yajna, outside ritual, don't put down upon. No? That's a bad habit. That's a value of ritual. But Yajna is the collaborative activity between the gods and the man. I told you, no cooking is possible unless all the forces are there. Therefore, in Germany, they made an idea, they do computing. Take one of those small sort of fruit cake. It will be available everywhere. Ask the question, how many miles it has, kilometers it has traveled before the first process began and finally. It says 1400 kilometers at the site. Remember the manufacturer, the plastic manufacturer of this and so on, manufacturer of that. He's not even including the gas, automatic, petrol and everything. That's 1400 kilometers. So any work actually requires many forces. We are not grateful. We are not grateful for Supreme Being for giving us all of the accessories. Okay. And therefore, what does Agni do is he brings all the necessary forces to your presence so that the work would be completed to a certain extent. Anything like a complete. After all, when we say we read Veda, we read 100 mantras, that's all right. That itself is an achievement. I didn't say read 10,000 mantras, I didn't say that. But that is the idea. Okay. So that's why we think of Avtara. Agni is a very important entity. And therefore, no wonder there are more than 2,000 mantras of Agni to the Rig Veda, or 2,000 for Indra, and about 2,000 for Soma, and for all the others, something like other 2,000, etc. So he is a very important entity in the Veda. Therefore, in some sense, my teacher's teacher, that is Kapali Shastriya, used to say, the first sutta, you should in some sense not simply chant, you should masticate it. Pay attention to every word. The funny for this mantra basically says, hey Agni, what is your main property? He says, for all people who participate in this yajna, that for all of them, Bhadram Karishyasi. Bhadra is an important word. It is happiness and good. Goodness, short term, long term, both. Some things we say is good in the short term, not in the long term, vice versa. Tava etat satyam. This is your, what is it? Bhadram Karishyasi, that say. So for the person who participates in the yajna, you grant this happy Bhadra. Therefore, if we relationship with Agni, we can think of him as a father, as a friend. First mantra says, Sanaha Piteva Sono. Sono is son. Piteva is father. Just like a father leads the son. Supayano Bhava. Lead us in all ways. For our swastaye, for our all-round perfection, swasti. So that is the last mantra of the first sutta. 9 mantras are there. Therefore, it is a good habit if you could first sutta at least memorize it. It is not such a hard thing. People think it is not hard. No, it is not hard. It is easy. So first, what is the most important difficulty? More important, you start with the assumption it is hard. Then obviously you won't didn't decide. For any subject, you start with the assumption it is impossible, it will be impossible. If you start with the other idea, hey, it is possible, it will be possible for you. Okay. So I told you a little bit about the Veda mantra, and therefore the idea I wanted to tell you is this word yajna has come, first mantra itself. And another thing, second mantra says, see, Purvebihi Rishibihi Nimunutanayiruta Devaki Havakshati. You have been praised Purvebihi Rishibihi, ancient rishis. Also Nutanaihi. Nutana means both ways. He may refer to his own contemporaries or those who are going to come in the future. One mantra says, these mantras will be chanted in the new ages. It will be chanted. Uttame Yuge. That's what it says. Therefore, and then what's the Deha Vakshati? Therefore, what does God, our Agni do? It has been helping people for all of these thousands of years. Therefore, when you speak of 8 of the mantras, by definition of 8 is it came out of the mouth. It can be several thousand years, not 1 or 2 years. Therefore, that we have to understand. So, not 500 years or so, long period of time. Evidence is there in the Veda itself. So, these important ideas are there. So the point is, therefore, Yagnimile Purohitam, Yajnasya Devam. Therefore, whenever Yajna comes, people think it is the outward ritual. Therefore, the great commentator Sayanacharya wrote, Yajna does mean, it means so many things. You see, remember, these teachings of Veda are not so easy to quite understand. What happens of the, even today, how many people are Kapali Shastri and others, let's say very few. But many people more understood, Agni is clearly a great power. Can we not worship him in an easier way? Yes, that for example, we do Agnihotra, for example. Before we take, you take a cow dung cake and you put it in the oil. And you say, you recite a few mantras, very nice. You see the flames of Agni jumping all around, giving us a clue to the multifarious activities. In later times, of course, more complicated yajnas came into being. Yajna literally meaning Ya plus Ya, two words. Ya, all of you know. Ya. Ya means yatati, to strive, to work in a language. Yajna means striving towards knowledge. Therefore, that is this idea. They wanted something they can see with their eyes and prepare. Therefore, Yajna is a very important idea for most of us. It gives the first clue, as it were, to the greatness of the idea. But Veda always says, don't stop with the first clues. Veda has two important mantras. They are all due to Mother Chandra's only. It is in the 10th sutra. I will repeat it. Gayantitvam Gayantrena is Arjunindra. Archantyarkam Arkina. Don't worry. Brahmanatva Shatakrato Udvamshamiva Yeride. Vamsha means a ladder. Indra, Brahmana Shatakrato Indra. Brahmana, people are eager to know about it. What do? They climb you like a ladder. Ladder has so many steps. I am in the first step now. I read a few more mantras. Right to second step, third step, fourth step. Before it is a vertical climb. Oh, Prashatakado, Brahmana, Ude Vamshamiva Yeride. Ud Yeride means climb. Brahmana, all the people eager for knowledge, they climb you like a ladder. This is the first mantra of the 10th sutra. Again, second mantra is interesting. For those of you who have a habit of, the famous Chandrasekhar, who got a Nobel Prize, the black hole, that sort of thing. In his biography, the picture is exactly, he says, what is the business of a physics person? It is climbing, he said, each person puts one step in the ladder. That's how he defines the work of physicists. So, that analogy is not new, it is a very old Vedic analogy. And second is even more interesting, it was what appealed to me when I first studied physics, as I told you in earlier lectures, that is mathematical physics by George. It says, this book doesn't take you to the peaks, it takes you only to the plateaus from which the peaks are visible. Same analogy is there, much better. Next one, Yaksano Sanumaruhatu, of spiritual practice. Sanu is a peak. So Karuta is climbing from peak to peak. But when you are at the bottom, you don't know what the peak is. Bhuri Aspashta. You can't imagine how things will be there. Before everything is chaos. Only when you climb, you know. Therefore, don't think guesses at the bottom. Therefore, I have come to 100 years, I can understand, no. But then, climbing a mountain is hard, especially this sort of. Therefore, what does Indra do? Indro artham chetati. Indra awakens in you the goal of the journey, remembers again and again. I need so much help. Yuthena vrishtirejati. At each step, he gives you concrete help. So, this is the second mantra of the spiritual practice. Therefore, you see, we climb a mountain, a small peak. You have to come down. I learned physics, I came down of that. I read math, I came down from that. Therefore, you shouldn't say, if you are at the peak, how many distance you can see, maybe you can see a mile, that sort of thing. Therefore, they're always, so only when you go for the higher peaks are there. That is where it is called a Shraddha, the faith. So you can say, I can't see any other peak. Well, that's true, right? If you are in, let us say, Delhi, you never see any peak at all. Therefore, it doesn't mean peaks don't exist at all. Therefore, this is the idea of the Veda, that everything you do. Therefore, whatever I learned, in so many things we have learned, learned a little bit of biology, a little bit of physics, a little bit of math. We learned it, but don't think it is complete. Come down. Explore another time, climb up, come down, climb up, come down. So if you are too happy with the local peak, hey, I'm quite happy here, with excellent view. And then the bigger things are, of course, not going to be acceptable. Yeah. So Veda has a different meaning. It is surface meaning is there for every mantra. And a deeper meaning. How do you know what is the surface mantra or meaning and deeper meaning? I can't describe it in a simple way. But fundamental assumptions are, what is the assumptions? About the presence of the Devas. And like another small point is, this store of Veda mantras has been there eternally. Therefore, there are some suttas called as conversation suttas in the Veda. For example, 10th mandala, 86th sutta, involves three persons, three beings, not persons. Indra, Indrani, and Vishaka. So, some rishis get it, of course, it is available. Natural question should arise. This conversation happened much later. Is it already in the Veda? Exactly that. Veda sort of automatically think as all the things which are yet to come. It is not limited by time. So what does Veda basically tell you? Veda tells, first of all, presence of the Devas. And then it tells you, all of you have to start your projects. If that doesn't complete, of course, you have all problems are there. And sort of, all of you know, at least most of you, your 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Loba, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and that sort of thing. And hey, what is this Kama, Krodha? Veda says, the higher cosmic powers, they are the sources of the light, capital here, all knowledge, positive knowledge, and strength. But simultaneously, for reasons we don't know. And what is the purpose of Devas? distribution of our knowledge. Vedic idea is, I want to be prosperous, but everybody be prosperous. Vedic theory, when you make a prayer, putting it in not as I, but we, it has much, much more power. Bhadram karnebihi shunuyama devaha. O devaha. Now all of us, let us hear only good things. See pleasant things. Now, plural. So Vedas says, nothing wrong in saying I want to be prosperous. But Vedas says, where does it put it? I want to be prosperous, let everybody be prosperous. And let me also help other people also in their prosperity. Therefore, the idea of sharing is one of the most promising things in Vedas. Opposed to them are the so-called demonic forces. There are two important demons. One is the word they use for demons is thus you. You means to seek. Thus is cut. You know, they are the seekers of destruction. Vritra and Vala, they are two important things. What does Vala do? Vala, you see, the purpose of knowledge is to share. Knowledge has to spread. What is the opposite way? Don't allow knowledge to spread. Make sure it is hidden within caves which are inaccessible to all people. These caves are not physical, of course. So that is one of the problems of the Vela. What does he do? He hides all the knowledge, preventing them from being accessible to all people. Second, there is this Vritra. He is also sort of described as a snake, or we say reason. This Vritra, what he does is, what is the purpose of energy, you tell me? Water is a good example. Water has energy only when it is flowing. Hey, rain comes, it flows. So that is the characteristic of all psychic energies also. But what these Dasyos do is they stop the flow of the energies. Our psychological energies, you know. So I want to be happy. I want to be help people. I want to understand a little bit more about myself. All of these are there. And what Vritra does is, he stalls this flow of energy. Therefore, that is so, now you have heard of the word empowering. That would make you ask the question. Where was this empowering in the beginning? That's the idea. See, empowering means, you know, women don't have power, therefore we have to. So the question then is asking a more important question. Where did it go? That's this question. Therefore, the idea is that this empowerment, everything, all of it is hidden within. A human being is not a simple thing, it's exceedingly complex thing. There are layers, as it were. And inside some layer, all of this is there. Therefore, empowerment means somehow accessing that. So, all of it is, we have to make a battle against this Vritra and Vala all the time. Therefore, the enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lova, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, are very much present. They are all agents of these guys. Therefore, they make you tell, you know, this idea, you know, energy is in shortage, therefore don't distribute it. Our knowledge is important, therefore all of you should take copyright upon that. Let us make sure it is not distributed. So that is a modern idea. It's important. Okay. So, not to distribute, not that is this modern idea. Therefore, these six local enemies are the work under the direction of the Vrindradvara. The Vrindradvara are two big guys, they don't have to bother with the Chotavalas can do the work. So, and the Veda mentions these Chotavalas are called. So, what should we do? For example, people ask very simple question. All of us know how people get angry. How does it start? Usually, somebody comes, insults, or insults a good friend of yours. Then anger rises with you. What should you do? So all of modern people say, take a deep breath. That's the usual idea. And at least the least you can do is keep your mouth shut. At least you can do. See, then that wave of anger goes away. Then next time you utter, it won't be as rough as that. But Veda and other people say, our books say, why not try repeating the mantra Om several times within yourself? Not loudly, not to disturb people. Om, Om, Om. Why is it? Because the three symbols are represent the beginning of everything. All the words start with A. Who, which takes it up, energizes it, maintains it with Ma, natural ending and transformation. Therefore, this Ma is not a simple verse. So even Bhagavad Gita says, when you utter something, say Om, Tat Sat, that sort of thing. So it's a very powerful mantra. It's not in the Rig Veda, but it is in Yajurveda very much so. And most of you know the Kannada word, the Sanskrit word. What is it? For example, when I say myself, what is the Kannada word? It is Aham. Nobody seems to have thought. Ah is the first word of our vowels and consonants. And Ha is the last word of our vowels and consonants. The idea is, what I say I, there is the infinite power within us. We are not aware of it. That's this whole idea. There is this barrier, as it were. And then what happens to barrier? A small projection, ego comes in, it calls here, so I am the person, I am the king, I am the rich, I am that sort of a thing. But remember, behind the ego, there is this endless thing. It starts with the and ends with the all the words are there. Therefore, Ahuma, this Om, don't look, even though it's a simple mantra, it's a very powerful mantra. Therefore, we can repeat it any time you want, 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever it is. But even this, many people have felt this. So, afterwards, they don't have to respond at all. They simply kept quiet without giving. Many times, silence doesn't come to you. You have to understand the simple idea. People say, can you not be silent? That is the idea. The negative forces within us is so powerful. It wants its presence, as it were. It makes sort of. So the importance of Veda is threefold. Our whole world, we are not alone. It is controlled by all these helpful cosmic laws. Therefore, if you go to the Mount Carmel College, they say the big one letter is there. The fear of God, the beginning of wisdom. That's how you call it. What do we say? It is the love of God, which is the beginning of wisdom. Develop the habit of attention and love. And then, so the idea of sharing, recognizing negative forces are there. And if you're making sure in all of your activities, don't hate them. don't help them. So that is where, you see, we speak of the we speak of the, let me say, goddesses. One of the important goddesses are Devi is Dakshina. Dakshina is not, most of you think Dakshina means what the money you give to your priest after performing ritual as not a Dakshina, and very unfortunate about it. Dakshina means the power of discrimination. The power, everything either helps the positive forces of light Deva or the darker forces. There is no in between. Dakshina is cultivating that. When I ever use the word, am I using this direction or that direction? So you may say, is it not difficult? Of course it is difficult. But again, you are not alone. Slowly you will develop the habit of that. That is the Dakshina. Therefore, what do we do? So use the power of discrimination. Therefore, in all of our ordinary dealings, question is, you always a choice of having a happy face or having a sort of a face with anger and that sort of thing. All both are possibilities. We don't opt for having a happy face and that sort of smiling face and that sort of thing. So the point is somehow, I'm a serious person. Therefore, we assume that if you have a happy face, people don't think you are serious, and that's sort you be happy too. Your ideas built in that. Therefore, to say even ordinary things, when people come in, how to. So spirituality does not deal only with what we call as the so-called difficult things. Everyday life, you recognize the presence of the divinity in everything. Since I use the word divine, divinity, Deva, ours is not the simple idea of some super god and that sort of thing with thousand heads or other not the idea. See, most of you know, unfortunately, you are all in the 20th century, you are all technical people. You all know about this, what we call as the web of connections. Therefore, web, is a all sort of connections. Lots of nodes are there. Each one of us is a node. All the human beings are nodes. All the animals are nodes. All the gods are nodes. The point is, each node is connected with all other nodes. Therefore, if I want to contact Agni, I don't need anybody's assistance. I take Agni mantra, hey Agni come. Aya ye. Agna aya he vita ye. That is the first mantra of the Samaveda. Agna he. Aya he. Hey, come here. Vita ye. For your advent, for your manifestation. Therefore, that's how we can contact any god you want. And all the gods, their business is spreading more harmony. What is the word in harmony in Sanskrit? Samarasya, samarasa. Different rasa is there. Before we describe it, Aurobindo described Lakshmi as the goddess of beauty and harmony. That is how it describes Mahalakshmi and others. Therefore, why can't we develop this idea of developing all the ideal good thoughts? That's why when we speak of riches in the Veda, they are not riches of physical, of course, physical riches we need, but what we call in English as the felicity, having a good face, yes, having a good speech, welcoming people, helping to the extent possible, appreciating the presence of beauty and harmony everywhere. and also things of, things like animals and birds, helping them, the stray dogs and that sort of thing. Helping all. These are all part of the higher idea of the felicity. See, a person writes, he is writing a book from the sciences of the ancient Hindus, Alok Kumar. He said, in his household, always the first, he is of course in North India from Punjab. The first roti was always given to some stray dog. So mother would take the first roti and find the stray dog and give it to her. That's the science. That culture was there this year. I'm speaking of the 1920, 1940 culture, that's the idea, not the ancient Indian culture. Therefore, this spiritual interpretation, before again and again remember, spiritual Veda is not a code of dharma. No, no, do these rules. Okay, that's not the idea at all. That's a different, that's called Dharma Shastra. They are different. What you do. But Veda is, shall we say, and therefore to explain that, our one of my teachers, S.K. R.L.Kashyap, he prepared a set of epigrams on the spiritual interpretation that we have expressed in the part, in the material given to you. It is there. And please read it. Okay? And then when you have read it next time, you have any questions, you're welcome to ask clarification. That sort of thing. So even after all, we can't, he puts it in a few epigrams, it's not exhaustive. It is a first step in this business. Therefore, take a look at them, read them. And when they come next time, we can read the next chapter also. And then any questions you have, I'll be happy to answer. So my time is up. It's already up because first of all, questions time, I'll be happy to answer. Oh, good. Definitely, I tell you, some people feel that, when you chant a mantra, you should remember the Rishi. But I don't convince this. Yeah, after all, it's all right. The first question is it okay to chant a mantra without header? Answer is yes. It is perfectly all right. Except you should know who the Rishi is. You don't have to repeat every time. For example, this time I have told you, although chantas you are not going to forget it so easily. At first, the deity is the day Agni, you are not going to forget it. Okay. Suvaha Swaha. Whenever we offer anything, most of you do, when we say Agnihotra, therefore what do? You take a little stick or a little bit of ghee. Suvaha means given with the whole heart. It is Swaha. The Suvaha is the wrong. But literal meaning is Su plus A plus A. But Swaha is the correct Sanskrit. Given wholeheartedly without any reservation. That is Swaha. What is the meaning of Om Sat, oh God? You ask me that question. Krishna says, whenever you are completing or beginning anything, use these three words. Om, Tat, Tat. Om, as I told you just now, it is not simple three letters. It is an idea of. It is the beginning, the middle. O always means good, brothers. Ma always means transformation, not destruction. There is no destruction. That is the idea. We think of Shiva, the destruction, not true. Transformation. Therefore, for example, our combustion is there, the wood is burned, the energy is transformed into electrical energy. Therefore, don't speak of destruction. It's a bad word. Because all of you know enough that nothing can be destroyed. That's all. And then he puts that. Everything he says empowered by that. That. Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahma. And then don't also pay attention to, because that is very abstract. Don't forget the things you see. That is the Sat. Things which are all we are aware of. Therefore, use these words, Om Sat. The next question, yes. What is the purpose of Upanishad? Is it?
Life.
Lip? Oh, life, oh, right. Purpose of life? No. My question is, oh, that's a good question. I have to answer this. The purpose of life is not happiness, I have to tell you. Because happiness is a peculiar thing. I say, purpose of life is learning more and more about all ourselves and our things. How each of us is connected, the web idea, how we are connected, how there is nothing like me, I'm completely alone and that sort of thing, that is not there. How do we understand and work towards? The idea is that's part of our whole life. We think we made mistakes. I don't quite agree. We made a mistake because at that time my knowledge was limited. But later my knowledge also expanded. Then I say I could have done. For that the reason people say we started a difficult project. Where did I get difficulty? Then I asked the question. When I started this project, like started Vedas, what were the reasons? And the reasons changed. No. Why should I give up this project? Let's decide. Swadhyaya Pravachana, oh boy, that's a great one. See, this is the one, our Daitriya business. So everything we do, so adhyaya. We have to read ourselves. We can't teach other people. In the Upanishad, there is a story of a guy called Tripta Badaki. He's very arrogant, and therefore he thinks he knows. He focused to king. So he says, I will teach Brahman to you. But Ashpati Kaikaya is considered the greatest, he knows much more than the Brahmins. He asks the question, hey, what is the answer? The guy can't do. Therefore, all of us assume we know everything. Therefore, this idea, Pravachana. Pravachana is not you are doing a favor to anybody. No, sir. When for example, I have learned umpteen things from my students. Therefore, when I give a lecture, then I ask the question, hey, I use that particular phrase, hey, what does it mean? Therefore, Pravachana is not explaining what I know, but it helps me also. All other things, don't worry about it. Swadhyaya, Pravachana is the important. Don't worry about Vidhi and that sort of thing. They're all, it is put by the people. What is the difference between, Bijakshara? See, Bijakshara is also, what is Bijakshara is, Tantrics use this single syllable. Of course, one is O, I, T, 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 etc. This the idea always is Tantrics, and you can read my chapters on the book of Tantra also, or to give a clarification. When I speak of Veda mantra, these Veda mantras are in a meter. Okay? Veda mantras. But Vijakshara is also mantra, but they are a single syllable mantra. Therefore, you use them the same way. You repeat 1,000 times of Om or 1,000 times of Kleem. For example, it is considered, Kleem is considered a favorite of Krishna. Therefore, Kleem, Krishna, Namaha. So that is a very common word. So Kleem is there. Of course, for our Lalita, Parmeshwari, you have 15 of this. Okay. Therefore, it's also a mantra. It is a single syllable mantra. Therefore, don't use the modern style of mantra has no meaning, the cream has a meaning, but I can't so easily express it to you. If I write a book, you won't read it. So the idea is it has a meaning. which is beyond our simple language. Remember, language is one dimension. It has only limitations. Okay? So it has a meaning. Don't call it as meaningless and that sort of thing. That's insulting. Okay? There's a lot of meaning which I don't understand. I can't communicate to other people. See, only when I understand something, only a part I can communicate. If you don't understand anything at all, how can you communicate? Therefore, that is the idea. Is mantra a method to invoke the God? Definitely, it's like all mantra. Invoking the God means, hey, God, come here. Ah, yeah, hey, that is the idea, come. Therefore, that is the point. Yes, a mantra is used for invoking the Vedic belief, of course, is when I call a God, he is there. Asking what should I do? That is the question. Therefore, ah, yeah, he, that is the idea. Then, which is the mantra for Lakshmi? My suggestion is these we have published a book called Popular Vedas and Suktas. There is a Rig Veda Sukta, which is called Hiranya Varnam Harini Suvarna Rajathas Rajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmi Jata Vedo Mava. That is a tradition is there. But I myself, Sri Aurobindo, in some sense, can't discover. He mentions four great goddesses: Maheshwari, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Mahasaraswati is most useful for us because she is the goddess of perfection. What is perfection? When I rate things, I have so many things. Hey, this should be put here, this should be put here, this is not here, this is not here. Mahalakshmi is the goddess for him of beauty and heart. And the mantra for that is Sundaratva Samarasya Atma Cheta Sodrutam Thi Privarti Bhavayo Tatastayo Takavitam Vakya Vritti Kartya Yota Taiva Jiva Tadgatam. So it goes on. Therefore, it is the beauty and harmony of not just physical things surrounding yourself with more, but of thoughts, of speech, of how you behave yourself, at all. That is the harmony and the beauty. For you have different things, this is the harmonious. Then, everything is done. Oh, one more. That's what. I don't know. Question is right. Is it a coincidence that snakes, cobra, comes in the house where mantras are chanted and sadhana done during auspicious time? I don't have an answer to that question. No. Because cobras, of course, in Indian tradition, we think of the cobra not as a bad thing, it is associated with Vishnu, of course, associated with Shiva, and sort of thing. Mantras are chanted, but I don't think it is a. As you see, of course, if you are in forest regions, possible, but even there, not all that possible. You see, remember always learn this habit. When a person has an experience, I have no business contradicting. And yet, he is the authority. Because I don't have experience, it didn't mean it didn't happen. Okay, just let us have that ground rule. Okay?
Yesterday, a cobra came to our house.
Oh, that did come. That come. Where?
Big place in my home. Yes.
Where? In Bihar.
No, here in Bangalore.
In your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, that's there. The cobra coming to the apartment. What did you do with it?
We caught it and put it to forest department.
Good night.
You got it?
Good idea.
Yeah, the security hits.
Hey, that's right.
Sir,
You can catch it then. You should have this.
Sir, I have a question.
In a park. I can. So my thing is done. Before you can have a 5-minute break.
One more question.
Sir, I just have one small. I cannot write it, but I can.
Please tell me.
The thing is, there was when I was taking Diksha, I was doing.
I can't hear what you mistake, not big cow.
Come closer and
There was, when I was doing the Ayyappa Diksha,
Ayyappa Diksha.
Ayyappa Diksha, what happened was, I was doing the Rudraksheka. So once it so happened that I was preparing all the things. Just it was like supposed to start in the morning.
Yeah.
But it happened, it was, got postponed to 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay. But somehow a cow came in and ate of all the pressure, whatever that was there. So when he was talking about cobra, cow being a sacred kind of thing, I just wanted to know like what exactly really that means.
No. Even today, his question is, they were Ayyappa people, therefore they wanted to do the Rudrabhisheka. That came at, instead of morning, it became 4 o'clock. At that time, a cow came and that sort of thing. You understand, in the Vedic tradition, even today, if you go to any Vishnu temple, the first thing is they open the door and they show a cow to Vishnu. The idea is, it is said, all the devas are within the cow. Therefore, the devas want to have a darshan of Vishnu. Therefore, that is there. That is there. Therefore, that is the reason, go in the Veda is not the fourth-legged animal, it is the ray of knowledge. That's how we are taught. But this is one of the first secrets of the Veda, different meanings of the words. Go was the article. So whenever you see a go, if you say it is a cow, finish, you are out of the home city. Therefore, that is the sign. So that the idea, again and again, the importance of cow is, we speak of the bhumi of the cow. We speak, for example, our Prabha, our dawn of the cow. Usha Badre Bhiyavahi. Early morning we pray. Hey Usha, hey Badra Bhihi, along with the happy goods of the cow. What should you do? Vahantu Arunam Sava. Arunam Sava is the orange glow. Carry the orange glow. From where? Sobino Grihe, from the house of the Soma. That's how the early morning mantra. So the argument is, cow gives whatever you ask voluntarily and happy. That's the great quality of the cow. And therefore, that's why we call it the cow, and all the gods as cows, and that's all. Therefore, it is not the Western idea of the animal. Yes, sir. No. So that's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Cow coming to a place of worship voluntarily is considered as a great blessing, as a matter of fact, in some sense. Of course, cow is famous. Most are Vaishnavas and Shaivas. That's the yes, sir. So my work is done. So any questions you have on this talk next time?
we will have a 10 minutes break and assemble here back. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕಷಾಯ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷಾಯ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇದೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆಗೆ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್.
And all of you who have not given photographs to me, I want their photographs. Some of you have given, some of them have not. Please give. That way I can make sure connection between the name and the face.